What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, back at it again, and this time I got another action figure review for you guys, and this one's on the Bandai Tamashii Nations S.H. Figuarts, the Great Saiyaman, aka Gohan. And man, I've been waiting for this one since I pre-ordered it, and it took a while for it to get here just because, of course, I ordered it online, so I had to wait for that order to get processed, and then, of course, you know, it just takes a while for it to get mailed to me, and so I finally got it. Here we go. We have the Great Saiyaman, and of course, you know, continuing with their new box style, half of it's clear, and then, of course, the other half you have the picture of Great Saiyaman with his helmet on, which looks really cool, and then, of course, you have Gohan unmasked there as a Super Saiyan 2, and there you go, you can see all the accessories. On the side of the box, of course, you have a continuation of, you know, Gohan in his different poses, and then here, which is really awesome, is that you do have all the different poses, the silly poses that he's done in that arc. It's kind of like at the beginning of the Super Buu arc, and so you know when he's transforming into the Great Saiyaman, he does all these dynamic poses just like the Ginyu Force. And then also, which is cool, they added the one where he doesn't have the helmet, but he's got the sunglasses and then the head bandana, which is that's really cool that they added that. And of course, on the other side is just clear plastic there, so you can see the accessories. So yeah, so let's go ahead, open up this box and check out this figure. Alright guys, so there he is, Gohan, aka the Great Saiyaman, and I gotta hand it to Tamashii Nations. Like, they really paid attention to all the little nitty-gritty details of the Great Saiyaman's outfit, so I really love it. I mean, to like the little watch there that he uses to transform, and then you also get a replacement there if you don't want the watch to be displayed, like if you're using the alternate outfit, which he has, you know, the sunglasses and the bandana there. So let me just go over the accessories first, and then we'll talk about the figure. So for the accessories, you do, like I said, you do get interchangeable heads, so you get 3 of them. So you have the one with the helmet on, and then you get 2 different mouthpieces to like change. So you have the one where he's yelling, and then you have this one here where it's just kind of like his neutral face there, more serious. So that is really cool that they added that. Also, you do get the one where you have the sunglasses and then of course the head bandana there, which is really nice, and this is pretty much the only facial expression that you get, but this is really nicely done. I love the glasses and his facial expression. The bandana's done really nice. It is on like a little peg there, so you could swivel you know, however you want it, up, down, so it's not an issue. So that is really cool. So that is a cool addition there. And then of course you do have Gohan in his, you know, power down form, so really nice. I love the hair, it's really nice and pointy there, and then of course he's got that little vang there on his forehead, so that is really cool, and this is more of his serious face. So that is really nice, really good details there. So you got that one, and then the best one, my favorite, is the Super Saiyan 2 transformation. Look at that. I love they have that shading there of orange going into the yellow. Eyes are really nicely done, and then the facial expressions there with the lines is really clean. This is super clean. This is really nicely done. So that is so cool that they added that. And then of course, like, the helmet, as you can see here, does have these little antennas, and they actually provide you extras just in case if they do break off, so you could just snap these off, and there you see the R for right and then the L for left. So that is really cool that they added that, and I love that they paid attention just in case, you know, you don't have to go buy a whole new figure if you end up breaking the little antennas. Now the helmet is really nicely done. You got that cool metallic blue on the top, and then that bright orange, and then you have the visor there, the antenna, and then even the earpiece there, just kind of like the Frieza ear scope there, really nicely done. And of course you have his chin strap, so that is really cool. So going back to the accessories, You also do get 1, 2, 3, 4, and then five. So you get 5 interchangeable hands. So you do get a pair of fists there. So that is really cool. So you get a pair of fists there. You do get a pair of like the, your typical kind of like hands, the finger spread out, ki blast hands there. So that is really cool. Nice detail on that. It's all white, so that is really cool. And then you do get a pair of his fighting stance hands. So that is really nice there. So check that out. Really cool. So you do get that. And also you do get a just for those crazy poses that Great Saiyaman likes to do, you get the the straight hand, palm with the fingers all extended, which is really nice. And also you get these special ones that he's got on right now, which are actually a little bit more curved, and so that way he could kind of do that sort of pose. So that is nice, and these are like kind of dedicated to do that V type of pose with his hands, which is really cool. I love that they added the little details like that, so you're able to make that crazy pose that Gohan likes to do when he's transforming into the Great Saiyaman. So that's how they look. They look a little awkward. They're really mostly for that crazy pose there. And then also, so they did something a little bit different with this figure, which I'm really digging. So the cape back here is a hard plastic. So as you can see, there's no movement. It's just a solid mold there. But then the top portion here, even going over to his chest part, this is soft, So you do have the option of taking this off, and you don't have to display it. So you see he has the the peg hole, so you could put on the cape, and you do get the little insert right here to actually just go ahead and cover up that hole. And they always do this with their figures, which is really, really nice. So that is cool that you have that option to display it with or without the cape. And now the cape, like I said before, let's see if I could get him to stand. There you go. So the cape, like I said, this top portion is all soft plastic, so you could kind of manipulate it however you want. There is a peg there that it is on a kind of like a ball joint, so you are able to move that cape, if you want it like kind of, like if he's flying or whatever, or just draped over on his back. So that is really cool that they added that. Let me just go ahead and put this cape back there. So like I said, they did something different with this figure, which I totally like. So the bottom portion here, this is soft plastic here, so you could move it however you want. And what I love about it is that he is able to do these dynamic poses there without being hindered by the cloth there, which is nice. Like I said, we had that problem where his outfit was all hard plastic, so he had like limited motion on his legs, so it was kind of a bummer. But overall, this guy has some really good motion. Now his shoulder here is on a butterfly joint, so that is really nice. So you could kind of almost extend his arm almost around his chest, which is really cool. He does have a swivel at the bicep, and then of course he's got a joint here at the elbow, a double joint at the elbow, which is really nice. So as you can see there, there's a double joint there, and then of course he's on that he's got that ball joint there at his wrist. So really good, because it gives you a lot of freedom of movement there with this figure. His head is good, so you get lots of range of motion there. He could look down, and he could somewhat look up, but not all the way up. The waist is good too, because you could bend down or arch his back, which is really nice. And then of course the legs, because now this is soft plastic, you could have him do the splits or kick all the way forward. He is utilizing that double knee joint, which is really nice. And then of course at the ankle, he does have a ball joint, and then he has that toe pivot, and that is really cool. So overall, I mean, I am so impressed with this guy, and look at the detail of that little watch. That is really cool that they added that. And like I said, there is a replacement there, so if you don't want to display the watch, and that's really cool that they paid attention to that. So that is really, really nice, and I love all the accessories that came with this guy. It is really fun to play around with. and so far it's really cool. Now the belt, I don't think the belt comes off. You can move it around, so that is kind of cool. But man, this figure is really awesome, and they really paid attention to all the different details of this outfit. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slap on this Super Saiyan 2 head scope here, and look at that, man. Whoa, man, that is crazy. Like, what a difference, putting on that Super Saiyan 2 head, man. Look at that. He looks serious, like he's about to kick some butt. So I mean, overall, I am loving the way that they're going with these figures. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball, and I'm a huge fan of these Tamashii Nations S.H figure arts. So I love them, and this is an awesome figure. So I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the support, and I will talk to you guys later.